What them haters talking about?
What's up, family? Rob Kardashian says his relationship with Blac Chyna started when he was going through the worst part of his life. He said that on Wednesday in court in a case between his family and Chyna. Dude said that he thought it was real what he had with Chyna because she was with him at his lowest point. Now, he also said that she strangled him with a phone card and pulled a pistol out on him at least 5 times, put a pistol to his head, threatened his life on many occasions. Can we say toxic, boys and girls? If we are to believe Rob, then Rob is the classic domestic abuse victim, right? You know, because what's good for the gander is good for the what? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So if women experience this type of thing and we have empathy for them, we have to have that same amount of energy, right? If a man goes through something like that, because if Rob was accused of doing that to Chyna, we'd be up in arms, right? So we got to have the same kind of energy, right? So if that's really the case, then now we got to ask, with all the resources, y'all see where I'm kind of going with this? We have to ask, with all the resources that Rob has, being a celebrity, having a family whose net worth is well over $1 billion, with him having security, because he said he had to hire security for his safety. With all of these resources, how do you allow a woman to abuse you physically? How do you allow something like that to happen? Easy. It's all in the head. It's how you wired. Some people can't fathom something like that, while others can because they have that type of experience. So maybe you don't have the experience where somebody played you like that or did you that type of way, went to that extent, but maybe they got you on some other type of level, right? This situation right here, I didn't realize that this situation was that toxic. I knew, it played out. They get a lot of bad press. Their relationship gets a lot of bad press. They also have a child involved. So, and all of this stuff is playing out in a courtroom because Chyna is suing the Kardashians, the family, she says, because she feels that they sabotaged her show. She had a show with Rob called Rob and Chyna. And she says that they sabotaged the show, forcing the producers to cancel the show. And that it resulted in her losing a ton of money. So she's suing. I wonder how that's going to go because that type of evidence is usually very hard to come by. She'd have to have some emails, some type of documentation, video recording or something, audio recording, showing that there was some type of conspiracy. So maybe even if one producer decided that she was more of a liability to the family than she was worth, then perhaps she can try to say, go after that producer. But the producer wouldn't even be held liable because that's the producer just protecting the bottom line. They got clauses in contracts and stuff for that type of stuff. So, but if one had nothing to do with the other, then that's a problem. In other words, if they canceled her show because they felt like her show was going to affect another show, then that's a problem. But if they canceled the show because it was bad ratings or they felt like she was just bad for business, her image was bad for business, that relationship that they had together was too toxic, then she don't have a leg to stand on. So it'll be very interesting to see how this goes, because I can tell you, I'm almost certain this is the way Hollywood works. Hollywood sticks together. They know that if they were to rule in China's favor, then it would set a precedent. And it would set a precedence. And I don't believe that they would do that. I just don't believe that they would do that. I don't think that they would open themselves up to that type of liability. But what say you, fam? How y'all think this is gonna go? You know, I know a lot of y'all really ain't interested in the Kardashians or whatever. And it's not really about the Kardashians. It's just about liability. You know, whether it's the Kardashians or the Smiths, right? Who do you believe that the jury is going to believe? Who is the judge going to rock with the most? Because that's what it's going to come down to. How much evidence the judge allows in. Because the evidence that the judge allows in and the evidence that the judge omits can have an effect on the overall case, because the jury can only examine the evidence that's permitted. I mean, that, you know, you understand what I'm saying? They can only examine, you know, what they're given. If certain parts, certain key things are left out, then they can't even consider it. So we'll see how that goes. Hey fam, thumbs up if you think they're gonna rule in the Kardashians family favor. Thumbs down if you think not. Drop a comment, fam. Love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?